Hi, I'm Peter Brusso for SeniorScamsPodcast.com. I've got my co-host with us, Dick Bentley, this afternoon on a Sunday. How are you, Dick?
Good, Peter. How are you doing
A
today?
clean shaven today, as people might note.
Yes.
Yes. After 30 years of having a beard, now today's my first day without one for a long time.
Well, it looks great.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. No one will recognize me, and they may not believe anything I say because obviously now I'm too young to know what I'm talking about. So we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So here we are, Senior Scams. We did an interesting thing on Friday. You and I went and talked at a senior center where we talked, we talked basically about websites and stuff like that. But the one guy on the back did come up with a scam, and they're all seniors. And he was getting scammed. I guess it's every week he's getting something from Verizon, and which of course asks tells them that, oh, they're having trouble accessing their records. Couldn't he please supplement the information with, blah 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 blah, and that's not true.
Right.
So he pointed that right out, and it was very interesting to be sitting amongst ground zero, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, and then we brought up some other scams as well too, and whatnot. But so you have something to tell.
Yes, a couple of things. One, and I'm not going to mention the gentleman's name, but he's a friend of mine who lost his wife this past week, and I went in to visit him and spend some time with him. And he was telling me just out of the blue that he got a call the day before saying that his grandson was in jail and they needed $2,000 to bail him out. And he had gotten the money together, and as luck would have it, his grandson called him just to say hello.
Oh, is that right?
And he realized that he was about to be scammed out of
Oh
$2,000.
my gosh.
So it's just everywhere you turn. Here's a man in mourning, loses his wife. He's in his 90s, and he gets scammed like that. It's just a shame. And and I'm just quoting some from an article I read. It says that financial scams targeting seniors has become so prevalent that they are now considered the crime of the 21st century.
Wow.
And why, we talked about it last week, because seniors are thought to have a significant amount of money sitting in their accounts, and financial scams also go unreported or can be difficult to prosecute, so they're considered a low risk crime. So it's just really going crazy on against our seniors and against the people. And there's another scam that I had not heard of before. It's counterfeit prescription drugs, which
I have not heard
again
about
is
that.
targeted right at us.
I haven't heard about that.
And
What's that, Dick?
Most of the time, if you're searching the internet, suppose your copay is too high, or you're not in the Affordable Care Act, you're not in Medicare, you don't have the prescription drug program. Seniors will go online and search for cheaper versions of the drugs they're taking.
Hmm.
And so most of the counterfeit scams operate on the internet, where seniors increasingly go to find better prices or on specialized medication. The scam is growing in popularity, and it's one that is going to probably increase because of some of the insurance changes, prescription changes, and all. The advice is consult something. Just don't go buy a drug on the internet or from Canada, where supposedly they're cheaper, because two things are happening. One, you're paying for a drug that's not real, and two, you're taking a drug that's not real, so your health is going to be affected by it.
Hmm.
So it's really a very serious scam that seniors should really take in, do some checking and consideration before they invest in buying drugs over the internet.
I guess the drugs have got to look like the real thing. That's kind of
Well, they do.
interesting.
I take a couple of different prescription medications, and it seems like every time I go there, they're blue one time, they're white another time, they're yellow another time. It just depends where they're, they're mostly are I lost track of what I'm looking for. Generic versions,
Right.
which you get cheaper, and the drug companies like Walgreens, I'm sure they go out and contract with, they buy a ton of them, and whoever's lowest bidder, they get it from. And so one time I came home and I had a pill had been yellow for so long, now it was white. I went back. I said, "Did you make a mistake?" He said, "No, we just switched vendors." So you can't even go by the color. So you can buy legitimate drugs and they change. So.
I didn't know that. Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Now, the other thing you had to talk about was that you met. There's a scams group that you were talking to earlier.
Right, and I as part of I do a weekly blog. As part of that weekly blog, I do research and to educate myself and to stay current on what's going on. And I've joined some different groups through LinkedIn and Google Plus and all. And I became part of a group that specializes in identity theft. And there is the Identity Theft Resolution Center is the company. Their website is the Identity Theft Resolution Center.org. And I have to tell you, and I made comment that this morning on my blog, I think this is the most comprehensive, most complete, best website that I've come across in being a resource for people, not just seniors. This is geared towards everyone, to help them in the fight towards identity theft, fraud, and if you do happen to become a victim of it, they have an 800 number that you can call. It's a nonprofit. It's no cost assistance, and I just think it's a great website that people should spend some time looking at.
Yeah, I've got it up on the screen right now. I'm recording as idtheftcenter.org. .org, and I've got it up right now. They'll be able to see the 800 number. Actually,
Okay.
I can do. Let me see. I think I can do more than that. No, I guess I can't. All right, so you can see the 800 number anyway, and then
Right.
it has some interesting stuff in here from victims help resources, medical identity theft, interactive state map, etc. But one of the things they sent you was a report, right? You got a hold of their
Right.
report, and
Right.
let me bring that up. This is a report of theirs, which says, and they're seeing it on the screen right now, exposed 2.8 million records. Unbelievable, 26 pages, and this reads like the who's who. Like here, the Archdiocese of Seattle, of all places,
Right.
90,000 records exposed. Here's another one, the Tim Kin Company. It's a banking and financial. It had 4,987 records. Banner Health, a Phoenix-based not-for-profit system, Banner Health, exposed 50,000 records. Um, St.
And
Joseph's,
Peter, those are all
yeah,
since the first of the year. Those are all the
right.
first quarter of 2014.
Unbelievable. St. Joseph's Home
Yeah.
Care, 11,800 records here. Sutherland Healthcare Solutions, 168,500 records. This is crazy. I'll put a link to this. Assisted living concepts of all places, right?
Right.
43,600. Those are all seniors, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, just crazy stuff. Indiana University, 146,000. St. Vincent's Health, 1,100. Let me just keep reading here. They have other ones here that these are records reported. There apparently have been breaches, but they're not saying how many records, so they show up as zeros here, but they've been breached. Oh my gosh, University of Maryland, 309,079 records. My
Right.
gosh. Cook County Health System, 22,500. Department of
Right.
Medical Assistance Services, 25,513. I had no idea. Did you have any idea it was this bad?
No, not at all. And that's why when I saw this and opened it up, it just totally took me by surprise. That it's to that degree, we really have a cyber war going on.
Boy, don't we
That
ever.
I don't think any of us realize the magnitude and the depth of it. And each one of those things, there's a link that you
Right,
can click to get even more detail as far as what the breaches were. And
right.
I don't know how they get all this information, but it's just I think it's
Well,
mind-boggling.
here's Home Depot even at 20,000
Yeah,
records.
yeah,
State of Connecticut, the state of
yeah.
27,000 records. St. Joseph's Health System, 405,000 records.
Yeah.
Holy Toledo. I had no idea it was this bad. It almost makes you want to. Oh, well, there was a middle school here, Midland Independent School District in Texas, 14,000 records. Methodist Dallas Medical Center, 44,000 records. And what's surprising is that these people have to be, HIPAA compliant, and their IT people have got to understand, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now maybe breaches and security are a little different, but I don't think so. I've done a lot of work with HIPAA stuff, and you got to worry about
Yeah.
that stuff. Good Samaritan
Yeah.
Health Center, 5,000. Associated Urologists of North Carolina, 7,300. But these have got to be borderline on HIPAA stuff. Oh, it
Yeah.
is coming out of HHS.gov. So,
Yeah.
wow. Um, Pretty crazy stuff. So, the city of Gillette, uh, this I know, UC Davis Health System, 1,800 records. Medicare of
Mhm.
Florida, 2,557. This reads like the who's who. Oh my gosh, this is really even bad. Here's the Department of Labor, State of Connecticut,
Yeah.
27,000 records.
That's my old home state.
Oh my gosh. But a lot of these are still, I meant Michael Stores. It doesn't say how many were hit, but this says that they're here. Coca-Cola, 74,000 records out of Coca-Cola. Wow, this is crazy. City of Norwood, Ohio, 9,577. Medical Center, 190. Another healthcare. Looks like they're after healthcare so much.
Yeah.
710. Department of Public Health in Washington, 750 records.
Well, think of the information they get from a healthcare.
Well, they don't even
Uh,
have to break into any of that. They have
no.
they have the new healthcare website that's completely
Right.
insecure. So what the heck?
Which I'm sure is being hit.
That's what everybody says. It's being
Yeah.
hammered.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, this is pretty crazy.
But and just go along with that. Just in another section of that website, and I printed it out now, so I'll read it. It's kind of a little bit of a stat line to coincide with what you were just talking about. The cost of the lost record is $188 per record. Consumers who were notified that they were victims of data breach in 2012 were more likely to be victims of fraud than they were in 2011, with a fraud incident rate of 22.5%. So if your information was breached on one of these places, you got a 20% chance of having your identity stolen. And for the second consecutive year, the number of identity theft fraud victims rose by 1 million consumers. In 2012, a total of 12.6 million consumers were victims, and it's gone up $1 million in 2013, a million people in 2013. And 52% of the data stolen was attributed to hacktivism, which is a new term I've not heard of, but hacktivism, and I guess it's it's the ism of hacking.
Right. Yeah, so, hey,
So
by
it's
the way,
just
Dick, pull your mic a little bit away from your mouth. There you go.
okay. All right.
Yeah. Hacktivism.
Yeah.
The art of hacking, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I never heard that term before.
Now pull it back down towards your mouth a little bit more. There. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Good.
Okay.
Good.
Yep.
Now, interesting. So they're saying the cost is $188 per record.
Right.
And what does that cost mean? Does that mean that's what it costs the person, or is that what does that
I
mean?
think it's what it costs. Let me just see if I can clarify that. The source for that is cost of data breach study. I think it's dollars is what it cost the company was hacked to try and repair and fix
Oh, geez.
the thing. So you multiply 188 times the 2 million records that were gone. That's just going right into the overhead of the company. They don't have. I just look at. I don't see a figure for what the individuals may have lost. So it's probably hard to get that figure. So
Boy, I'm not so sure I'd want to be the security manager for any of those guys.
no, no.
You know?
Well, they stated another part of their website that it's not if, it's when, as far as you're going to get hacked.
Hmm.
I figure it was. Here's another stat they have here. It says 2006, the ITRC has recorded more than 43,000 victims, cases, and consumer calls through its San Diego call center.
Wow.
And I venture to say every year that number is going up quite a lot. So,
Hmm.
but like I said, it's not a case of if you're going to get hacked. It's just when. And they commented. They won't keep reading articles here, but they comment on it that even the most sophisticated of security officers and programs are going to be breached sooner or later.
Well, that's, I always said, shoot, I said this back 1980, I guess, 81, 82, somewhere back in there. You shouldn't have any of these records connected to a computer system that goes out on the web. The only way to really knock this in the bottom is to literally disconnect from the website or from the
Right.
World Wide Web.
Right.
And have all your records literally on a standalone system, and the two don't match. So you have two,
Right.
two, two monitors, two systems. You work all day long on the one that's an intranet, and if you have to go out on for some reason, you go out on the World Wide Web and the other one. But
Right.
we may
Right.
have to physically have to go towards that direction again.
Yeah. Well, if I'm not mistaken, though, doesn't the new Healthcare Act bring everybody's records under one computer system?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, all,
Oh,
all records are going to be electronically filed now,
oh,
which they never
absolutely.
were. So,
Absolutely. And you would hope that the government of all people would, well, if we fire the NSA from spying and hire them to stop hackers, that would be good.
right. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
No, it's our cyber war, I think, is getting to be a very serious one, and one that I can speak for myself and say I was not aware of just how much it was going on until I saw this report the other day.
Yeah, you,
It
you
really
always
is.
think about it might be going on and doing this and that, but boy, till
Yeah,
you see the actual numbers, that's
yeah,
and that might be the tip of the iceberg. That's what they
yeah,
want you to know,
yeah,
or that's what
yeah.
slipped out. Think that
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Wowee. There ought to be some. Wherever there's something like this, there's always an opportunity for an entrepreneur to jump in
Yeah.
and create a business to help
Yeah.
out. I wonder if there's
Yeah.
anything that can be done there, but by some clever hacking boys and girls that turn around and go the other way.
Yeah. Yeah. Just they should go visit the prisons where they convicted some of these hackers and hire them,
Yeah.
to show them how to
Well,
avoid
the
it.
the government does
Yeah.
that. Do you know about Black Hat and all the? Well, there's what do they call that? There's a Black Hat convention, and it's where all the hackers go each year. And
Yeah, I think you might have mentioned that or something. Yes.
yeah, and so the Black Hat convention, they put up systems for people to try to break into while they're right there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
boy, they all go at it, and it's amazing how fast they can hack into those things. But
Yeah.
also, of course, the feds are there, the CIA's there, everybody's there, and they're recruiting
Right.
these guys to work in our government, which is a good thing.
Right.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, if they're going to take that kind of talent, then let's take them to the
Sure.
good side.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
in a
Absolutely.
previous life,
So,
I was trained to walk on the black side, and you're trained to do that so you can go walk on the
mhm.
white side, so to speak. You can
Yeah.
help protect us on the other side. So
Right.
um,
Right.
it might be said that I had done some of that stuff at one time, but that was that was a previous lifetime when I had a beard. No
Yeah,
beard.
that's right.
I had a beard. But so anyway, yeah, the scams go on, and it was interesting to note when we were there. It'd be interesting to find that chunk of video and put it up here. And when we were sitting all in front of these seniors, I said, seniors are the prime target because we're all been taught to not be rude. And you could just
Right.
see everybody's head nodding. Yeah, don't be
Right.
rude. Always try to help people. Oh, yes.
Right.
And it was very interesting. The things that you brought up early on in the scams here about the culture of the seniors. And
Right.
boy, I did a bit of the idiot test, and that whole room was nodding their head. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was crazy. You know?
Absolutely. No, it's a fact. It's a fact that it's a generational thing, and whether right or wrong, that's the way we are, and then whether it's
Hmm.
perceived financial things, as far as having the money is right or wrong, that's the perception. Yeah, I mean, you saw all those
Sun
folks
City.
over at Sun City. They were, you gave a great presentation on websites and the checklist of websites and how to build them, and they were just sitting there, and the one guy who set it up, afterwards he came over to me. He says, "So you're 74, huh?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "You're
Yeah.
just a kid. I'm 90." you know, and they were all there trying to learn something, and so I think it's just the nature of our generation. We want to learn. We want to grow. We're going to be polite. If someone comes at you with some reasonable sounding scam,
Yeah.
you might go for it. And it's sad as it is, but it's true. But I found those people there the other day to be, so interested in your presentation. That was, not reasonably technical. It wasn't a, an animated cartoon. You were going into some fairly technical, not on how to build, but how to construct it, but
Hmm.
how to make it beneficial. And they had a lot
Well,
of
I
good
saw some
questions
of them
afterwards
falling
too.
asleep, and I was going to throw something at them, but I thought that'd be really rude. You know.
Uh,
Oh yeah, there were
I
two that
didn't
were
see
falling
that.
asleep, and I'd raise my voice again, and
Yeah.
they wake a little bit. And, okay, fine. Well, it was we started at what 9 o'clock, and it was maybe their nap time or something. But
Right.
I get
Right.
that way. But they weren't that technical, and I
Yeah.
probably went too deep. I think, but whatever. It's better to do that
Yeah.
than yeah.
I think it
Everybody
was
seemed
good.
to.
I think it's good. And after it's over, Len talked to us about doing a
Yeah.
presentation on the Senior Scam podcast to a big group, 200 or 300 people, because they see the
Yeah,
issue
well, I
as
think
being a
both
real
of us get
problem.
headsets and we're up on the stage together. I'm not doing it by myself. Yeah, no,
Yep,
I
no
think that would be
problem.
great, frankly. And
Yep,
that's just the kind of place that
yep,
we've been looking for deputies as well. We want to launch the
right,
deputy program
right.
and get people, working with the seniors, get top of mind awareness. I just think
Right.
it's not brought up anywhere. People don't think about it every day.
No, no, they don't. And I think if you look at the flow of our podcasts, we started out heavy on here are some of the scams and things like that. And the last couple we're getting more into, here's what you do to protect yourself, and if you are a victim, here's what you do, and make making aware of it. So to me, you educate them, and knowledge is power, and that's I think the flow of our podcasts are getting to that if a senior watched their first one and they watch this one, we maybe the words out to get their money, but now we're saying, hey, here's some of the things you can do to protect yourself and
Yeah, I
things
might
of that
make
nature.
a slight course correction on your statement. Knowledge is power. It really isn't power unless you put knowledge in action. Knowledge in action is powerful.
That's true.
And then I think that's what we're trying to
That's true.
stand
Yes.
for is that, we're trying to get people to get
Right.
this top of mind awareness knowledge and be looking for these scams. And that's the active
Right.
part that we want them to look at everything through a certain set of glasses, scam glasses. Hey, maybe we should invent some scam glasses. It says scam on the top or something, and they have to look through that.
Yeah.
We give them
Yeah.
out free or something.
Yeah.
Scam glasses. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you put your scam glasses on and
Yeah.
take a look at it, you know. But there might be some kind of toy like that. Maybe a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Yeah.
take that out. Scam glasses or scam something or other.
Yeah. Well, you heard of the rose-colored
Yeah, and
glasses. These are
they would
scam
be like
glasses.
shooting glasses, you know, brighten up the day, be yellow. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we can get some
Yeah.
and wear them. Actually,
Yeah.
you know, I have a pair. I think I have a pair hanging up.
Yeah.
Ooh, I do. Hang on, Dick. I'm going to go get my scam glasses. Hang on. You can't see
Yeah.
me, but the others will. So
All
hang
right.
on. All right, Dick, I'm back with my scam glasses on. You'll have to wait to see
All
the
right.
podcast to see me, but boy, it's really bright now.
Hey,
They're yellow
that's
shooting
great.
glasses, you know, for brightening up the day. That's a good one. But yeah, I'll have to wear these now for the show. They have to get they'll have to get their scam glasses like ours. So anyway,
Yeah.
well, that's good. So
Yeah.
I'll have links to the one site you found. We're hoping to get her. We'll tell everybody what we're hoping to do. We're hoping to get her on a podcast or something. You tell us about that.
Yes, I've sent her a message and asked her if she would do a podcast with us or a series of podcasts. I sent her the senior podcast link for her to look at what we're doing and to get an idea of what we're trying to accomplish. And this was just Friday,
Yeah,
so I
well,
haven't
sure.
heard back from over the weekend. But I think it would be good to bring someone like her in that could even go into more detail about what their mission is and how best the seniors could use their
Well, we should send her
their
a link to this
services.
podcast. That'll show her that we're talking about them and have linked to them and
Yeah.
giving them some exposure.
Right.
So that's good. Well, all right, Dick.
Right.
This is another senior podcast in the can here, huh?
Yep. Another one down on a Sunday
All right,
afternoon.
Dick, we'll talk to you along the way. Thank you for coming on board. And if anybody wants to get a hold of us, they can see us on the site. And obviously, if anybody wants to get on board with our senior scams as a guest, let us know. All right, Dick. Have a good one. I'll see you
All
tomorrow.
right, Peter,
at
have a good evening.
The luncheon.
Yep. Right. Have a
Okay,
good
thanks,
evening.
Dick.
I'm looking forward to seeing you. Seeing your
Yes.
cleanly shaved
My
face.
baby face. I look like a baby now. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Good night, Dick.
All right.